Tiny, Mothman. What are you little ragamuffins up to today? Oh, I see you found part of my fossil collection. Well, let me tell you about something. You want to hear about it? Of course you do. You're interested in science. Well, this set I acquired from the mentor of a friend. When my brother-in-law was married, we went out east to where his bride-to-be spent a lot of her time. And one thing we did was there was a party at the bride-to-be's mentor's house. And, well, I don't do very well at parties, but this house was full of fossils. I mean, there were some beautiful trilobites, like there were trilobites on every windowsill. There was a big basket of ammonites by the fireplace. There were drawers full of brachiopods. So instead of trying to socialize with people, I went around and, well, got out a little notebook and was drawing all the fossils, especially the ones I didn't recognize, so I could look them up later. And the mentor noticed that I was doing this and asked me if I was interested. So we talked about fossils for a little while, and then some weeks later she ended up sending me a little package with a small selection of fossils in it. And that was very delightful. So what we have here, we've got a clam and a conch and a couple of different snails. And this, that might be a bit of maybe abalone shell or, you know, a pearl that didn't quite come off. And these two are the brachiopods. Well, he's a brachiopod too, but these kind were the ones that I was drawing the most of because I hadn't recognized them, and they've got these interesting, they're not the usual round clams. They've got more of this ginkgo leaf shape, and that was something new to me. And we've got, this is the test of a sea urchin. So those are those little balls of spikes that you can find out in the ocean. And this is what all the spikes attach to, is this little bit in the middle. And this is a trilobite's head. Let me draw you a picture of a trilobite so you can understand the context a little better. So, move you two out of the way. So, trilobite. I mean, there were many kinds of trilobites, but basic body plan. So you have your head and the middle part of the body and the tail. And that's where they get their name from, is the trilobite. So 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, I have more fossils. These two. Were a gift from the mailman one Christmas. So I have an ammonite from the Permian period, and that took place between 300 and 250 million years ago. And this piece of amber, by contrast, is much, much younger. It's only 2 million years old. But that's focusing properly, you can see that there are little bugs in it. And amber is, of course, fossilized tree sap. So bugs would get caught in it and, you know, get stuck there forever, like in Jurassic Park. You're not real sure what an ammonite is. Well, I can draw you a picture of one of those, too. An ammonite was sort of a little squiddy thing. They were related to squids and octopuses, nautiluses. So you've got your little curly shell, and then you've got the squiddy part that sticks out the bottom. Okay, and then the other fossils I have were ones that I found myself in Whitby, England. So this, I'm not real sure what these little light-colored marks are. I know they're fossils, but I don't know of what. But they've left their marks in the stone. And I have this little piece, and I'm not entirely certain what this is. It could be, it's most likely a clam, or like a piece of a clam, or some other kind of bivalve. These are belemnites. Whoops. So these had been pieces of a squid-like creature. Which one's the one that I can... You can kind of see the two different colors there. But these have been the tail of little squid things. So these were belemnites. And after my sister-in-law's mentor sent me the fossils, I got her address and I sent her some of my belemnites. And we know very well what belemnites look like because many of them left soft body impressions in the rock and not just the hard pieces. So the little tip of the tail is what my fossils are, and then there'd be a little squiddy body, and they have little side fins, and that was what a belemnite would have looked like. So that's where the fossil comes from, sort of a cuttle bone. Let's see. And I've got a little piece of jet. Well, I'm not sure if you can really see it against my glove. So that is a piece of jet, which is a gemstone, but it's not a rock. This is a piece of fossilized tree. And these trees were around in the early Jurassic. And they got squished and hardened and fossilized into this. And jet was very popular in Victorian times as mourning jewelry, because it's a very dark black and it's not too shiny. so it's not too ostentatious for a funeral, even though the Victorians made a very big deal out of their funerals. This is a little piece of ammonite shell. So, let me get up my picture. So that would have been somewhere in part of the shell, part of the outer curl. Then, we have the jewel of my collection. Now, it doesn't look like much because you can't see most of it, but there is an entire, well, almost an entire ammonite. This should continue on for a little longer, probably. It has broken, but this is a nearly complete ammonite shell. Now, unfortunately, you can't see most of it because I have neither the skills nor the tools to get the rest of this rock off, or to split it in half and shine it up nicely like you'd find in a gift shop. But this is the one that I found personally, so it has that meaning to me. Okay, you two. Yeah, so that was my fossil collection. It's not very big, but you know, it is very personal.